The day is slowly loosening its hold now. All the noise, all the movement, all the small moments that ask something of you, they're beginning to fade into the background, like distant waves at the edge of your awareness. Here, in this quieter place, nothing is urgent, nothing is waiting for an answer. You are allowed to pause in this simple, gentle way. Notice the space around you, how the room is a little dimmer now, how the air feels softer, cooler, or warmer against your skin. This is your own small pocket of night, a safe little corner where the world can rest at arm's length for a while. The day may still be echoing in the mind, bits of conversation, half-finished tasks, scenes that replay on their own. They might try to tug at your attention. That's all right. They can be here, and you can be here too, without needing to chase any of it. For now, nothing has to be solved. Nothing has to be improved or figured out. This is not a time for fixing. This is a time for softening, for gently setting things down. If it feels comfortable, let awareness come to the breath, not forcing it, not changing it, just noticing the quiet rise and fall that has been happening all day, carrying you without asking for anything. Feel the air as it moves in and out, in and out. A slow, familiar rhythm, like the sea touching the shore and then slipping back again. Every breath is an invitation to arrive a little more fully here, not in tomorrow, not back in earlier moments, but in this one simple now. The body knows how to do this. It understands rest, even when the mind is busy. Sense the support beneath you. The bed, the chair, the sofa, whatever is holding you up. Notice how you do not have to hold yourself right now. You can lean a little more into that support. You can let the weight of the body be carried. Across the shoulders, see if there's anything you're still lifting, still bracing against. So much of the day sits here, often without being noticed. As you breathe out, imagine the shoulders dropping just a fraction. Even the idea of softening them is enough, nothing forced. Just the thought of loosening the grip. The muscles of the face often keep working long after the day is done. The small worry lines, the set of the jaw, the way the tongue might press against the roof of the mouth. With the next gentle exhale, allow the jaw to rest a little. Let the tongue fall away from the top of the mouth. The eyes may want to close or simply grow heavier where they are. All through the day, attention moves outward, to conversations, to screens, to plans and problems. Right now, it can turn back towards something kinder and quieter. It can rest in the soothing rhythm of breathing, in the simple feeling of being held by the night around you. Nothing is being asked of you. You do not need to be interesting, or strong, or productive here. You don't even need to be relaxed in any particular way. You are allowed to simply be as you are, exactly as you are, and let whatever is happening inside you be met with a gentle, understanding presence. If thoughts are still wandering through, that's okay. The mind is used to moving quickly, sorting, reviewing, replaying. It may take a while to remember how to slow down. You don't need to push thoughts away. Just notice them appearing, like small birds crossing a wide sky, and notice how they also pass. Awareness can rest underneath all of that, like the steady ground under changing weather. You might imagine that each breath out is a soft sigh into that ground, into the mattress or cushions beneath you. A quiet message. I am here. I am safe enough for this moment. I can rest a little now. If part of you still feels stirred up, still holding on to the day, you might silently whisper to yourself, in your own way, "It's all right. We don't have to do that now. We can come back to it later. For now, we rest." Notice how these words feel in the body, not just as ideas. Does anything loosen, even slightly, around the chest, the throat, the belly? Even a small shift is enough. Even the wish to soften, even the permission to rest is a beginning. The night knows how to hold you. The darkness is not empty. It is gentle and protective, like a soft blanket wrapped around all the edges of your day. Within this darkness, you are allowed to let the mask of the day slip off. You are allowed to be quiet, a little tender, a little tired. Feel how the breath moves through that tiredness. Each inhale, a quiet invitation. Each exhale, a soft release. In and out. A slow and steady lullaby. You might notice the smallest sounds around you. Maybe the faint hum of the room, the rustle of fabric, the distant murmur of the world carrying on. None of it needs your attention or your action. All of it can simply be part of the background, like a gentle, faraway song. In this moment, you are not behind on anything. You are not late. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Here, breathing, resting, letting the edges of the day blur and soften. If any memory from today appears and starts to replay, see if you can meet it the way you would meet a child who has had a long day, with patience, with kindness. You might say inwardly, "Yes, I see you. Yes, that happened. But we don't have to go through it again right now. You are allowed to rest. I am allowed to rest." Notice how the body responds to that kind of kindness. Often, there is a quiet yes that rises up somewhere deep inside, even if it is very soft. A small settling, a small easing, like a stone gently placed back on the ground. The breath continues, unhurried, rising, falling. Each moment of gentle attention to that movement is another small step away from the busyness of the day and a little closer to the softness of night. If you like, imagine that every exhale carries away a thin layer of the day's weight, not all at once, just a faint, gradual lightening. With each breath out, the mind and body become a touch less crowded, a touch more spacious inside. Feel the comfort of knowing that for these moments, you don't have to hold everything together. You don't have to remember it all, fix it all, worry it all into place. The night can hold what you set down. The bed can hold your weight. Your breath can hold your attention, with quiet, steady care. Nothing is slipping away that needs to be kept right now. Anything important will still be there tomorrow, when the light returns and your energy is renewed. For now, you are allowed to trust this pause, to lean into it, to let it cradle you. As the body continues to rest more deeply into its own weight, the mind can rest too. Thoughts may still move, but they can become softer around the edges, less sharp, less demanding, like voices heard through a door that is gently closing, sound fading into a more peaceful hush. Here, in this hush, in this slow and gentle breathing, you are safe enough to let go a little, safe enough to not know all the answers, safe enough to simply feel the softness of the sheets, the quiet of the room, the steady pulse of life moving through you. The night is wide and calm around you. You are held within it, carried by it, like a small boat resting on still water. Nothing to steer right now, nothing to navigate, only the gentle rocking of the breath. Stay with that easy rhythm for a while longer, in and out, the body settling, the day loosening, the mind slowly, gently being allowed to rest. And as you settle here, in this quiet, you can know, in a simple and honest way, that it is enough just to be breathing, just to be held by this moment, just to be here softly, in the safety of the night. Night has settled around you now, soft, quiet, slow. The day is done, even if your mind has not quite followed. Feel the simple fact of being here, in this body, in this room, in this moment that doesn't need anything from you. Notice how the air feels on your skin, a little cooler in some places, a little warmer where the blankets touch, the weight of the body resting, supported, held. Allow the shoulders to sink a little deeper. Let the jaw loosen so the teeth are not quite touching. Tongue soft, resting easily. Eyes heavy, even if they are still open. The mind may still be moving quickly. That is completely okay. Of course it is. It has been busy all day. Thoughts might still be replaying. Conversations, tasks left unfinished, moments you wish had gone differently. Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing needs to be fixed. Thoughts are just thoughts, little movements of the mind. Bring gentle attention to the breath. Feel one easy inhale, however it comes, then a slow, soft exhale, as if the whole body is breathing out the day. Again, a natural inhale, and a longer, quieter exhale, almost like a sigh without sound. Just a slow letting go. Now imagine a wide, open night sky stretching above you, dark, peaceful, and very, very still. Stars resting quietly in the distance, the kind of sky that makes everything feel slower. Thoughts begin to appear in that sky, not inside your head but above you, like small drifting clouds, each one light enough to float. A thought about something you said today. There it is. You do not need to push it away. Simply notice, like seeing a cloud. Gently place that thought on a soft pale cloud. You might picture it as a word, or a little scene, or just a feeling. Whatever comes is fine. Let it rest on the cloud, as if it suddenly weighs almost nothing. Now watch that cloud drift across the sky, slow, unhurried, moving on its own. You do not have to do a thing. Another thought arrives, an unfinished task waiting for you tomorrow. Maybe you feel a small tug in the body when it appears, a tightness in the chest or in the stomach. Notice that feeling kindly. Then find another gentle cloud. Place this task there, like setting down a bag you've carried all day. Feel the relief in that simple act. The cloud begins to move, drifting, gliding, farther away with every quiet breath. Not gone forever, just not here right now. Allow the breath to guide you. Inhale and notice any new thought that shows up. Exhale and place it on a cloud. Watch it float away into the dark, peaceful sky. Some thoughts might be stubborn. They might circle back again and again. Of course they do. They are used to being heard. When one of those familiar loops appears, the conversation you keep replaying, the thing you wish you had said, The moment that felt uncomfortable or unfinished. See it clearly for a moment, like a small scene appearing in the distance. Notice any emotion it carries, a little embarrassment, a little frustration, a little worry. Offer that scene a quiet, gentle nod as if saying, "Yes, I see you. Yes, you were part of my day." Then very softly, set it on a cloud. Let the whole replay sit there. You do not have to solve it tonight. You do not have to fix anything. With each breath out, the cloud moves farther away. It becomes smaller, less detailed, just a pale shape against the dark sky, until it is only a faint smudge, and then nothing at all. Notice the space that remains when a thought drifts away, a little more quiet, a little more room inside the mind, a gentle sense of distance. Now, if you prefer, imagine not a sky, but a slow-moving river, dark and calm, sliding silently past. You are resting on the bank, wrapped in warmth, completely safe. The water does the moving. Leaves float by on the surface, soft, small, carried by the current. You are in no hurry. The river is in no hurry. When a thought appears, picture placing it on a leaf, a worry about tomorrow. Set it down on the leaf. Watch the river take it slowly, steadily downstream. The mind remembers another task. Something you meant to do today. Place that on another leaf. Let it join the quiet parade of things drifting away. If the mind says, "But what about this? What about that?" you can simply answer with your breath. Inhale, notice the thought, exhale, place it on a leaf or on a cloud. Watch it move away, carried by something larger than you. Again and again thoughts may rise. This is normal. This is what minds do. You are not doing it wrong. Instead of climbing into every thought, you are sitting back a little, watching, breathing, letting movement happen without you having to follow. Notice how it feels to be the quiet observer, not the story, not the problem to be solved. Just the one who notices and then gently lets go. From time to time, bring awareness back to the weight of the body, the back or sides resting against the bed, the heaviness of arms and legs, sinking a little deeper, the soft support underneath you, holding everything. The breath continues, easy and unforced, rising slightly, falling slightly, like its own small tide. Above, clouds continue to drift. On the water, leaves continue to float. Thoughts appear, and then they move on, always moving, always changing. If one catches you and pulls you in for a moment, that is completely fine. As soon as you notice, you are already back on the bank, already under the quiet night sky, already watching again. No need to scold yourself, no need to make it a problem, just a gentle return, back to the breath, back to the body, back to drifting thoughts. Feel how spacious the mind can be, even with thoughts passing through. They are smaller now, lighter, less sticky. Some float by at the edge of awareness, barely noticed. You might see only the hint of them, a light trace, then gone. The body continues to soften, fingers loose, face smooth, breath moving in slow waves. Inside this softness, you are held by a very deep quiet. A quiet that does not need every answer. A quiet that is not disturbed by thoughts passing through. They come and they go, and the quiet remains. Rest here in this gentle watching, clouds drifting across a dark, peaceful sky, leaves gliding along a slow, quiet river, thoughts rising, thoughts fading without effort. Nothing to do, nowhere to go, just breathing, just floating in a widening, silent space. And if sleep begins to arrive, it can meet you here, among the soft clouds, by the slow river, in the calm distance between each thought, where everything is simple and quiet and deeply at ease. Notice how the air around you feels now, a little softer, a little quieter. The thoughts that were sharper before have already begun to blur at the edges, like ink settling into paper. Breath has slowed. Shoulders are a little heavier, in a good way. Stay with that gentle heaviness for a moment. Feel how it supports you, how it says, without any words at all, it's all right to rest now. Somewhere in your inner world, the day is beginning to tilt toward evening. The bright, demanding light has faded. What remains is the glow of late afternoon or early nightfall, when everything feels a little more distant, a little more forgiving. Imagine yourself in a quiet room at that time of day, the kind of room that feels lived in, safe. There might be a window, and through it, the light has turned soft and golden, or dusky blue, depending on how you like it best. That light doesn't ask anything from you. It simply rests on the floor, on the walls, on the small objects nearby. It doesn't judge the room, it doesn't judge you. It just falls where it falls, gentle and kind. Notice how this light touches the day you had. Scenes from earlier might still drift through your mind. A conversation you keep replaying. Something you wish you had said differently. A small mistake. A moment that felt awkward or unfinished. See those moments as if they are outside the window now, not inside your body, not pressed against your chest. Just small scenes moving through that soft evening air. Out there the edges are not so sharp. Out there the colors are warmer. The angles are rounder. What once felt like a harsh spotlight is now more like the glow of a street lamp at dusk. Gentle, a little hazy, far away. Let the breath move in, slow and easy. Let it move out even slower. With each exhale, something of the day steps back a little further. Still there, still real, but no longer so close that it stings. Maybe you remember telling yourself, I should have done more. I should have handled that better. I should have been different. Hear those words as if they belong to an earlier, brighter part of the day. They were spoken in the harsh noon light, when everything seemed urgent. Now, in this later light, they sound almost like echoes from another time. Notice the difference between those words and this moment. Here your body is heavier, calmer. Your breath is slower. The room is quiet. Nothing is demanding that you fix anything right now. In this softer light, try a different phrase, spoken silently inside. Something like, I did what I could with what I knew then. Feel how that lands, not in your mind, but in your chest, in your belly. Not as a perfect answer, not as an excuse, just as a gentle truth. The late light that fills this inner room does not look for perfection. It sees a whole day behind you, all the tiny choices, all the times you tried, all the times you simply made it through. Each scene is like a small book lying on a table by the window. Some pages are smudged, Some are neatly written, some are messy. The light doesn't care which is which. It touches them all the same, warm, even, unhurried. Notice if part of you still wants to pick up one of those books and reread the same page over and over. The page where you said the wrong thing, the page where you forgot, the page where you felt you weren't enough. See your hand reaching toward that book in your imagination. Notice the familiar pull, the habit of turning to that same scene. Then picture this. Your hand pauses. The soft evening light rests on your fingers. You feel how tired they are, how they simply want to relax. Instead of grabbing the book, let your hand relax back down. Let it rest in your lap or by your side, heavy and still. The page is still there. You can always come back to it another time if you need to. But right now, as the sky grows dimmer, it's all right to leave it closed. Another breath in, easy, unforced. Another breath out, longer, quieter. Imagine now that outside your window, the sky is wide and calm. Soft colors blending together. Any memory from today that still tugs at you appears there as a small cloud. Some clouds are thin and wispy. Some are thicker, darker. Some move fast. Others almost don't seem to move at all. Watch them against that huge, peaceful sky. Notice how none of them is the whole sky. None of them defines the day. They are just passing forms. The awkward conversation is a cloud. The moment you felt ignored is a cloud. The task you didn't finish is a cloud. Each one drifts. Each one changes shape. Each one eventually moves on, whether you chase it or not. Your mind might want to follow them, to trace each outline, to analyze each curve. Gently, kindly, bring the attention back to the vastness behind them, the still, open space that holds them all. That open space is like your deeper self, quiet, patient, so much larger than any single event. Notice how the body responds when you remember this. Maybe the jaw loosens. Maybe the muscles around your eyes soften. Maybe your shoulders sink a little closer to the surface supporting you. If another I should have rises up, let it appear like a cloud too. See the words written in the sky for a moment. Then feel how a soft breeze begins to blur the letters. They smear, fade, dissolve into color. Underneath, the sky is still there, steady, unafraid. In this inner twilight, forgiveness doesn't have to be loud or dramatic. It can be very simple, almost quiet enough to miss. A small whisper inside says, "Today tried. I tried. It was enough for today." You might not feel those words fully yet. That's all right. Just letting them exist near you is enough. They can sit in the room like a gentle companion, saying nothing more. Notice how the light in the room deepens now. Shadows grow softer, not darker. Everything feels a little more wrapped, a little more contained. Imagine that the events of the day are being gathered up, not erased, not denied, simply gathered, like papers gently stacked, like clothes folded at the end of the bed, like a storybook closing with a soft sound. You see the day as a single volume now, resting on that bedside table in your inner room. Its cover reflects the last of the evening glow. It looks complete. You do not need to rewrite the whole story tonight. You do not need to find the perfect ending. All that's asked is this small act of kindness, to set the book down for now. Feel what it's like to do that, to close the cover with care, to place it on the table, to rest your hand for a brief moment on the closed book, as if to say, "Thank you for what you were. That is all for today." Then very gently the hand withdraws. The book remains where it is, safe and still, no longer demanding to be opened again and again. Your awareness returns to your body, the touch of fabric, the weight of your limbs, the slow, easy rise and fall of your breathing. Outside the window of your inner room, the sky has settled into night colors now. The last traces of the day have slipped into the calm. What remains is this softness, this quiet. You are here, in this peaceful in-between. The day is there, complete, resting. Nothing more needs to be done with it now. Nothing more needs to be fixed or replayed. Feel the gentle space that opens when the day is allowed to rest where it is. A kind of spacious silence, a quiet hum of safety. Stay with that. Let your breath move through it. Let your body sink a little deeper into it, and allow this tender, evening light inside you to keep softening everything it touches. As you float in the calm that comes after a long day has finally been put down. The mind is a little quieter now. The day feels a little farther away. Stay with that softness for a moment. A gentle looseness around the thoughts. A feeling of space where tightness used to be. Notice how the breath moves more easily, like a small tide coming in, going out. Nothing to force, nothing to fix. And in this softer place inside, imagine night around you. Not heavy night, not lonely night. A friendly, spacious night. Above, a soft sky, deep and dark, but gentle. And hanging there, steady and calm, is the moon. Not too bright, just enough to lay a silvery light over everything. You find yourself standing on a quiet path. It might be a narrow trail through trees. It might be a smooth curve of sand along the water. It might be a simple dirt path beside an open field. Whatever appears first is enough. Take a slow, easy breath in, and as you breathe out, feel your feet gently begin to move. One step, and then another. The pace is unhurried. As slow as you like. Each step has its own soft rhythm, a quiet, steady sound. Maybe the ground is packed earth, cool and firm. You hear the faint crunch of gravel under your weighted heel, then the gentle roll of your foot forward, and the light lift as your toes leave the ground. Or maybe it is sand, soft, silky. Your feet sink just a little with each step. The sound is a soft hush, a small whisper with every movement. However it is, the steps are slow and sure. The body knows just how to walk here. Nothing to hurry toward. Nothing to hurry away from. Feel the night air on your skin. Cool, but kind. It touches your face, your hands, your neck. A quiet brushing of air that asks nothing of you. You inhale. The air is clear, a little cooler than your breath. You exhale. Warmth leaves your body and disappears into the darkness without effort. Up above, the moonlight spreads itself across the path. It turns the edges of leaves or waves or pebbles into soft silver. Shadows stretch out long and calm. They do not hide anything. They simply rest there, peaceful and still. Notice how your thoughts, if they begin to move quickly again, can match the pace of your steps instead. Slow, unrushed. One thought at a time, one step at a time. If a memory from the day drifts in, let it move beside you, the way a shadow follows your body. No need to turn and chase it. No need to push it away. It walks quietly at your side, growing fainter with each gentle step. Feel your body here in this night walk, the weight of your feet, the subtle sway of your shoulders, the easy movement of your arms. As you find the rhythm, your breathing and your walking begin to sync. Maybe it is one breath in for 2 slow steps, one breath out for 2 slow steps, in 2 steps, out 2 steps. There is no right pattern, only the soft, steady loop of movement and air, foot after foot, breath after breath. Around you, the world is quiet. If you listen, you might notice the soft rustle of leaves in a light breeze, or the gentle brush of grasses against each other in the field, or the distant patient sound of small waves rolling up and sliding back. Nothing loud, nothing sharp, just a background of tender sounds, like a lullaby the night hums to itself. As you walk, the feeling of being trapped in your head starts to loosen. The mind is not pressed in by walls. It is open above, stretching up into the sky. Your thoughts have room to move and then grow still again. You might notice that under this wide sky, your worries feel smaller, not because they are unimportant, but because they are no longer all that exists. They are tiny shapes under a huge, kind moon. You are held inside a soft circle of light, yet the sky goes on and on. There is so much space here. Space for your breath, space for your tired mind, space for your whole self to loosen and rest. Notice the way the moonlight lands on your path. It does not ask you to think. It does not ask you to decide. It simply reveals just enough of the way ahead for your next gentle step. You do not need to see the whole journey, only this patch of ground, this step, and then this one. Thoughts may still come and go, but they are lighter now. They drift across the sky of your mind like thin, slow-moving clouds. The stars remain behind them, quiet and constant. If you like, you can imagine the worries of the day as small stones in your pockets. With each exhale, one of them grows lighter. With each step, another one fades, until the pockets feel weightless against your legs. You might feel a growing sense of freedom in your chest. A little more air can get in, a little more ease can spread out. The space inside you begins to match the open night around you. Let your shoulders soften as you walk. Let the muscles around your eyes relax, as though they too are bathed in moonlight. The jaw loosens, the tongue settles softly in the mouth. Breath moving in, breath moving out, foot stepping down, foot lifting up, over and over. The same simple pattern. This small, steady rhythm carries you deeper into calm. Like walking along a shoreline where each wave is your own breath, perhaps you notice now that you feel safe here. The night is not something to fear. It is a wide, protective blanket, stretched from horizon to horizon. You are a small, warm presence within it, gently cradled by darkness and light. Even the silence feels kind. It does not press. It does not demand. It just waits, patient and open, as you move through it. You might imagine pausing on the path for a moment, standing still under the moon, looking up, or simply feeling the sky without needing to look. From here, everything that happened today seems farther away. Not gone, just softened, placed gently at a distance where it cannot tug at you so tightly. You are here in this breath. You are here in this slow heartbeat. You are here in this quiet night walk that belongs only to you. After a while, the path begins to curve. The moonlight guides you calmly, gently, back the way you came. But something is different now. The mind that started this walk restless and crowded has more room, more softness. As you follow the path, the night air feels even smoother on your skin. You know without needing to think about it that you are heading toward rest, toward warmth, toward stillness. Step by step, you feel the world of the bed beginning to return. The familiar weight of blankets, the softness beneath your body, the quiet of the room holding you. The night walk does not end. It simply folds itself around you as you lie down. The same moonlit spaciousness now lives inside your chest, inside your breathing, inside the gentle slowing of your thoughts. As you settle again, imagine that the sky that stretched above the path is still with you, a wide, deep calm resting just behind your closed eyes. Stars hanging quietly in the distance, patient and kind. Your body is here, heavy and supported. Your breath is here, slow and steady. And somewhere within, the soft sound of your own footsteps continues. Far away, on a quiet moonlit path that is always waiting when you need more space. Nothing to do now, nowhere to go. Just this openness, this gentle night, and the steady rhythm of your resting breath. Stay with that softness for a moment. The way the body is already held, the way the breath has its own slow rhythm now. As you rest here, imagine that the quiet around you begins to open, almost as if the walls of this inner sanctuary gently fade into a wider, deeper calm. And in that calm, another place begins to appear. You find yourself at the edge of water at night. The air is cool, but kind, still, but not empty. Somewhere nearby, wood creaks softly, and a slow, gentle rhythm of water moves against a shore. In this place, the day is behind you like a distant shoreline. You have been out on choppy waters, riding the waves of thoughts and memories. Now you are arriving somewhere different, somewhere that waits only for you. Ahead, a small harbor rests in the dark. Quiet boats are tied to a long wooden dock. Lanterns hang here and there, their warm light spilling onto the calm surface of the water, rippling in slow, golden lines. You are already close. Your small boat glides toward the dock as if it knows the way by heart. The waves that once tossed and turned you are smaller now, just a soft rolling under the hull, a gentle rocking that asks for nothing. Feel the way your body might sway with this motion, barely moving, like being cradled in a careful, steady hand. Your breath matches that rocking without trying. In, as the boat rises a little. Out, as it settles back down. The sounds of the harbor are muffled and low. Water laps against wood in an easy rhythm. A rope pulls and relaxes. Somewhere, a piece of metal taps gently, then is quiet again. Everything feels slowed, as though the whole world here has agreed to whisper. As your boat drifts alongside the dock, someone kind and unhurried is there to meet it. There is no rush to arrive. You simply float those last inches, the smallest waves carrying you forward, then back, then forward again. Each tiny movement smoothing out the last leftover tension from your journey. Sense the quiet thud as the side of the boat touches the dock. Soft, solid, safe, for tonight you have arrived. A rope is lifted and wrapped gently around a wooden post. Once, twice. The fibers stretch and then hold. The knot is sure and steady. You feel it through the floor beneath you. A subtle message that nothing will pull you away now. Notice how the rocking changes, no longer drifting out in open water. Now the motion is small and close, a tender sway, like the last echoes of movement in a world that is settling down to rest. The lantern nearest your boat casts a circle of warm light around you. It touches the dock, the warm board silvered by years of weather and time. It touches the gentle curve of the boat, softening the edges, and it spreads across the dark water, where tiny ripples bend and stretch the light into long golden threads. You are held in that circle of light, not exposed, not on display, just quietly included in a soft, safe glow that keeps the night from feeling too large. Listen to the sounds again, the low hush of water lapping, the faint creak of rope, the almost silent breath of the night air moving past. Everything here speaks in a language of rest. You might notice how your thoughts mirror the water. Earlier they moved like restless waves, rising and breaking, again and again. Now they have become slower, smaller, gentler. Thoughts drift in, then fade back, like small ripples smoothing toward stillness. You do not have to stop them. You do not have to manage them. They are simply part of the water around you, part of what carried you here, now quieting at the edges. For tonight, you have arrived. There is nowhere else you need to be. Feel those words sink in as real and true. Not just an idea, but a feeling in your chest, in your shoulders, in your belly. As if every part of you is finally allowed to stop moving toward the next thing. The dock beside you is steady and sure. If you like, imagine stepping from the boat onto the wooden boards. Your feet find their balance easily. The dock feels solid, but the faint motion of the water still reaches you, a tiny, soothing give beneath the wood. The lantern above you swings the slightest bit, drawing a slow circle of light across your path. You walk along the dock at an unhurried pace. The night is soft around you, wrapped in deep blues and shadows, with pools of warm light where each lantern hangs. You pass other boats, each one tied, each one resting. Their lines are secure. Their journeys are paused for the night. They rock in place with the same easy rhythm that has begun to rock your mind toward sleep. At the end of the dock, your own small boat waits with a tiny cabin. The door is open, inviting, a faint golden light spilling from within. This is your place in the harbor, a quiet corner that belongs only to you. Step inside in your imagination. The cabin is simple but deeply cozy. A small bed built into the side with soft blankets waiting. A pillow that seems shaped exactly for the weight of your head. The air inside is gentle and warm, holding a subtle scent of wood and salt and fabric that has been warmed by many peaceful nights. You can still hear the water outside, but it is softer now, like a lullaby through thick curtains. Close the cabin door if that feels good, or leave it slightly open, just enough to feel the whisper of night air moving in and out. Either way, you are sheltered, protected by the sturdy walls of the boat, by the stillness of the harbor, by the quiet certainty of the rope holding you fast. You stretch out on the small bed. Notice how perfectly it meets the shape of your body. The mattress gives just enough, receiving your weight without effort. The pillow lifts your head, cradling the line of your neck, letting the muscles along your shoulders finally release. Outside, the water rocks the boat in the gentlest motion. A tiny rise, a tiny fall. The rhythm is so slow, so even, that your body naturally begins to follow it. In this moment, you do not have to steer. You do not have to watch the horizon. You do not have to think about where you have been or where you are going next. For tonight, you have arrived. You are anchored. You are safe. If any thought from the day comes knocking, imagine it standing out on the dark water, beyond the glow of the lanterns. You can see it if you wish, but it cannot come aboard. The ropes hold firm. The harbor keeps watch. You might silently say, "Not tonight. Tonight I am resting in the harbor." And the thought, like a small tide wave, turns back and melts into the wider sea. Listen again to the sounds around you, the soft slap of water against the hull, gentle and constant, the quiet groan of wood remembering wind and distance, now relieved of all demands, the faint brush of air along the boat's surface, like a hand smoothing a blanket. Everything around you is settling. The waves that once rose high are now nothing more than a slow breathing at the edge of the dock. The light of the lantern is steady, not flickering, a calm presence watching over your rest. Notice how your own breath has followed this pattern. In, a soft rising like the lift of the boat. Out, a quiet settling, like the boat returning to the cradle of the water. Again and again without effort. Your body begins to feel heavy in the sweetest way, not burdened, just deeply at rest, as if gravity itself is a kind hand holding you in place, keeping you close to the mattress, close to the quiet. Thoughts become thinner, like mist over the water. They drift across the surface of your awareness, then break apart, disappearing into the darkness that holds everything gently. You do not need to follow them. You are already where you need to be. For tonight, you have arrived. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. The harbor holds your boat. The boat holds your cabin. The cabin holds your bed. And your bed holds you. All the layers of this place are wrapped around you like a deep protective embrace. Nothing urgent can reach you here. Nothing loud. Nothing sharp. Only this slow rocking. This warm, quiet light. This soft, steady breath moving in and out, in and out. As you rest in this gentle harbor, it is enough simply to be here. To feel the faintest motion of water beneath you, to know that you are anchored, safe, and allowed to drift into sleep, carried by the calm, dark water that now asks nothing more of you at all. The body has spoken, and now everything around you grows even quieter. The room is dim, shadows have softened. Nothing is asking anything of you. Notice how the air feels on your skin, cool in some places, warmer where the blanket rests, gentle everywhere. The mattress beneath you is steady and kind. It receives your weight without question. It holds every curve, every angle, every shift. You do not have to hold yourself up. You are being held. As you rest here, the night gathers around you. not as something far away outside a window, but as a soft, living presence that slowly fills the space. Quiet, patient, unhurried. The walls seem to fall back a little, edges blur. The room feels wider, deeper, more open, as if the night is pouring in through every tiny space and gently wrapping itself around you. Imagine the darkness as a weightless blanket, not heavy, not pressing, just a soft velvety layer of quiet that settles over you, touching nothing and holding everything at the same time. You are wrapped in this gentle dark, cradled by it, protected within it. Far above, the sky is deep and still. Stars hang in their places, slow and calm. They do not hurry. They simply watch. A quiet watchfulness, easy, steady, kind. Even though you may not see them, you can sense them. Small, distant eyes of light keeping company with the night around you. You are not alone in your thoughts. The night is here, listening without judgment. It hears every worry without needing you to explain. It hears every echo of the day and simply folds it into its soft, dark arms. If any thought arises now, it arrives into this softness. It appears like a small shape in a dark, peaceful lake. The water does not resist. Ripples spread. And then the surface goes smooth again. The night is on your side. Feel those words, not only in your mind but in your body. The night is on your side. Each time you breathe out, let those words sink a little deeper, into the chest, into the belly, into the weight of your limbs. You are safe to drift. Notice how your body lies here, the way your back is met by the mattress, the way your head is cupped by the pillow, the way your legs are supported from the softness beneath your heels, all the way up to your hips. This bed is a cradle, a quiet nest made just for you, nothing sharp, nothing demanding, only support. Everywhere you touch. You do not need to do anything with your arms. They can simply rest where they are, heavy or light, close or open. Whatever feels easiest is welcome. Your hands can soften, fingers loose, palms easy, as if each hand is floating on a small warm pool of dark, carried, supported, not required to hold on to anything. The night is on your side. You are safe to drift. If a part of you feels alone, notice how the quiet reaches toward that feeling. Not to change it, not to push it away, just to sit beside it. The silence around you is not an empty silence. It is full of soft, unseen things. The slow ticking of time, the gentle hum of distant life, the subtle rhythm of your own breathing. This silence is like a friend who does not need to speak, a kind presence resting by your side, sharing the space, offering warmth without words. The darkness around you understands that minds replay the day. It knows the way thoughts circle back to small moments, to conversations, to things that were said and things that were only imagined. The night does not argue with any of that. It simply offers a place where those thoughts can become quieter, a little softer, a little farther away. You might imagine each thought as a bright little spark in front of you. For a moment, it shines. You notice it, and then the soft darkness gently wraps around it, like a tender hand closing around a small light, cooling it, calming it, until only a faint glow remains, and then even that grows dim. Nothing is forced. Nothing is rushed. There is time for everything to settle. The mattress rocks you in its stillness, not moving, yet somehow cradling you, as if it is a quiet boat floating on a calm midnight sea. The blankets are the shore, soft and close. The pillow is the gentle curve of sand beneath your head, and above, that deep star-filled sky leans in a little closer. The night is on your side. You are safe to drift. If you notice your jaw, see if it can loosen. Let a small space appear between your teeth. Let your tongue rest, heavy and soft. No need to shape words. No need to rehearse any conversation. Every sentence from the day can fall away now like leaves drifting slowly down onto dark, quiet ground. Your eyes, whether open or closed, can grow heavier. The muscles around them soften, the forehead smooths. Any small lines of effort can dissolve into the night. You are being held by the bed, by the air, by the quiet. It is safe to lean into this, to give a little more of your weight away, to trust the cradle beneath you, to trust the darkness around you. The night is not asking you to be anything right now. Not productive, not cheerful, not clear, not strong. Just here, just breathing, just resting. Even if thoughts still come, they now move through a thicker, warmer quiet. Like slow shapes moving through dark water. They pass by, they fade. They do not need you to follow. The night is on your side. You are safe to drift. Imagine the darkness gently tucking itself around your shoulders and your chest. A soft, invisible blanket, not too close, not too far, just right. Your heartbeat moves in its own easy rhythm, not too fast, not too slow, just as it is. Each beat sending a small wave of comfort through your entire body. The room grows more hushed. The edges of the day lie somewhere very far away now. They have slipped beyond the horizon of this moment. Here, only this cradle of night remains. The quiet, the warmth of your own body, the slow rise and fall of breath. You belong here. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to let go. If there is any last part of you still holding on, still bracing, still keeping watch, let the night step closer to that place. Feel it say, without words, I am here with you. You do not have to stay awake alone. You can rest. I will keep the quiet for you. The night is on your side. You are safe to drift. Now, the darkness feels less like something outside you, and more like something you are inside of. A vast, gentle space that curves around you in every direction. Upward, endless softness. Downward, steady support. All around, a warm, deep hush. You are floating in it, rocked by it, breathing with it. Nothing needs to be fixed. Nothing needs to be decided. Every question can wait. Every answer can sleep. The night is on your side. You are safe to drift. Deeper into the cradle of this moment. Deeper into the softness of your own body. Deeper into the vast, kind quiet that holds you so gently now. The night around you is still here, wide, quiet. That soft, open space continues to hold you, like a gentle dark that understands how tired you are. Nothing is asked of you now. Nothing needs to be fixed or finished. Feel how your body rests in this softness, supported from beneath. Surrounded by calm, notice the breath again, moving on its own, cooler as it comes in, warmer as it drifts out, a slow in-breath, a slower out-breath. Thoughts may still pass through, like faint shapes moving beneath the surface of a lake at night. They do not have to stop. They also do not have to stay. Somewhere above this deep, easy darkness, a clear sky is waiting. Imagine that now. A sky so clear it feels almost like smooth glass stretched overhead. High above, small points of light begin to show. Tiny, steady stars. Not sharp, not harsh. Soft, like quiet pinpricks of silver, resting in deep blue. They are not in a hurry to appear. One shows itself, then another and another. The sky fills slowly, the way your lungs fill slowly, not rushed, not pushed. As you breathe in, picture that cool, star-filled sky pouring gently toward you, a soft, fresh night air, clear and clean. As you breathe out, imagine the air leaving your body carrying tiny traces of the day, little fragments of conversations, bits of worry, the last echoes of to-do lists. They float away on the exhale, growing lighter with each breath. Not forced out, just allowed to drift. Now sense a star directly above you. Not the brightest, not the biggest. Simply one calm, steady point of light. Let your breath match its quiet presence. Breathing in, slow and smooth. Breathing out, even slower, like a long, gentle sigh that takes its time. If it feels comfortable, silently count in your mind, matching that star, inhaling to a slow count of 1, 2, 3, pausing softly at the top, just for a moment of stillness, then exhaling to a slow count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the out-breath be long and loose, as though the body is melting a little deeper each time. No need to be exact, the numbers are only a soft suggestion. The real rhythm belongs to you. High above, the star does not flicker with effort, it simply shines. It has been here longer than your day, longer than any of your worries. When a thought about today shows up, imagine holding it up against that starry sky. See how small it looks against all that space. How tiny, even if it feels big up close. Then let your attention settle back onto the breath. In, drawing in the coolness of the night. Out, sending away the used up scraps of the day. With each inhale, you breathe in starry calm, a sense of clear, quiet distance, a feeling of being gently cooled and soothed from the inside. With each exhale, whatever still spins in the mind flows out and thins, like a faint trail of smoke disappearing into the dark. Notice how the body responds when you picture this. The chest may feel a little more open, the belly a little softer, the muscles around the eyes a little more at ease. Imagine now that every star above you is breathing with you, not literally, not moving in and out, but sharing your timing. Each inhale, their light glows in your awareness a bit more. Each exhale, the whole sky seems to relax with you. If the mind starts to replay moments from the day, See those moments as tiny, floating shapes between you and the stars. They may have edges, they may have colors. Gently, with your next breath out, imagine they drift a little higher, a little farther, becoming smaller and less detailed, until they're nothing more than faint specks among so many other specks. Now bring your focus to just 3 breaths, moving with the stars. A slow, easy breath in, gathering cool, quiet night into the lungs. A long, soft breath out, releasing any leftover tension in the chest, the shoulders, the jaw. Again, breathing in, as if you are drawing down a strand of starlight, letting it settle around the heart, around the ribs. Breathing out, feeling the weight of the day sink away from you, down into the bed, into the earth, out of your care. One more time in. No need to reach for a deep breath, just whatever feels natural and unforced. And out, like a very slow wave sliding back toward the sea. The sky above you is wide and ancient. It has seen countless days come and go. Countless stories begin and end. All of those lives, all of those moments, held under the same stars. And here you are, one small, precious person, resting beneath them now. Your worries do not vanish, but in this vastness they become right-sized. Not everything, not the whole sky, just small passing weather. You belong here, in this night, not as something to fix, but as something to gently hold. Imagine that as you breathe in, one tiny star chooses to shine a little more warmly for you. Its glow feels kind, almost like a quiet hand resting on your shoulder. With each inhale, that gentle light softens any tightness inside. With each exhale, your body sinks deeper into its own weight, heavier, but in a safe, supported way. If the breath has its own rhythm now, trust it. Let it be shallow if it wants to be shallow. Let it be a little longer if that feels right. You are not training the breath, you are simply noticing it the way you might watch a small wave meet the shore and slide away again. In this moment, complexity is not needed. The stars are simple. Your breathing is simple. In, out. Cool, quiet ease flowing in. Leftover sounds, thoughts, and plans flowing out. Sense the childlike wonder of lying under a big open sky. That feeling of being very small, but somehow completely safe. As if the night itself is a soft, enormous blanket, tucking the edges in around you. You do not have to understand the stars. You do not have to name them or know how far away they are. They are allowed to just be beautiful. You are allowed to just be here. Notice if any part of you is still trying to solve something, to replay a conversation, to adjust or improve what has already happened. Gently, see that effort as a little knot in a piece of string. Each exhale passes over it like warm water, loosening it a bit. Not pulling, not forcing, just softening. Breath after breath, the knot becomes less tight, until it is simply a curve in the string, nothing more. The stars do not judge your day. They don't measure what you did or did not do. They shine on busy days and quiet days in exactly the same way. Feel how freeing that is, how steady, how kind. Now imagine your breath becoming lighter, like a feather rising and falling on the slow tides of the night. Inhaling, the feather lifts a little. Exhaling, it floats gently downward. The movements are so small, they are almost not movements at all. Just the hint of motion, the softest sway. Allow your breathing to soften toward that. Less effort, less volume. The body taking just what it needs, no more. You might notice longer pauses between breaths now. Tiny pockets of stillness, like little spaces between stars. In those pauses, everything rests. Nothing is demanded. Thoughts, if they appear, arrive like distant lights on the horizon, barely touching you before they fade again. You are closer to the quiet than to the noise. The stars above feel steady and patient. Your breath below feels gentle and faint. Together they create a rhythm that requires nothing from you except being here. Allow yourself to hover in that rhythm, not fully awake, not yet asleep, just floating in between, supported by the night, breathing with the stars. As the breath grows softer, it begins to blend with the darkness around you, almost invisible, almost silent. You are held in a vast, tender stillness now, a quiet so deep that even your smallest sigh is welcomed and absorbed, like a ripple disappearing into a calm, endless sea of sky. The warmth of that quiet fire lingers, soft glow in the background, gentle weight of the blanket, those kind words still echoing somewhere inside. Breath continues to move at its own slow pace, body heavy, but easy. Mind softer around the edges, like evening light fading over water. Now imagine that the chair, the blanket, the quiet room are all resting on a gentle current, as if the floor itself has become a slow, steady river of softness, carrying you without effort, without sound. You are not leaving safety. You are not going anywhere you must watch or control. You are simply being carried, the way a leaf rests on water, held by something larger and calm. Feel how the support beneath you is steady. Nothing to balance, nothing to hold up. You are already held. Somewhere behind you is the shore of this day, not a place you need to see clearly. Just a sense that behind your back, far out of sight, lies everything that happened, all the hours, all the moments. This soft current moves almost too slowly to notice. No rush, no destination. Only a gentle drifting, inch by inch, breath by breath, away from the shore of today. As you drift, the sounds of the day begin to fade. Any leftover conversations grow quieter, like voices across a wide, calm lake. Machines, traffic, screens, lists, all becoming small, faint, distant. If a thought about today rises, it is like hearing a faint echo across the water. You do not need to answer. You do not need to lean toward it. It will fade again on its own as you continue to drift. Feel how the air here is softer, thicker with quiet. It moves more slowly around you, as though time itself is wrapping you in a calm, loose embrace. Somewhere ahead, the night opens wide and deep, not dark in a sharp way, dark like velvet. Dark like the inside of closed eyes when you feel safe and very, very tired. The current carries you toward that softness. You remain resting exactly as you are. The movement is so smooth you almost cannot feel it, only the gradual loosening of effort, of focus, of holding on. Thoughts still appear from time to time, the way small waves might lap gently at the side of a boat. They rise, touch the edge of awareness, then slide away again into the wide, quiet water. Notice how they blur more easily now. Where they once had sharp edges, clear lines, they now smudge, like chalk in the rain. Their meaning feels less urgent, their shapes less fixed. You do not need to stop them. You are simply farther from the shore where they began. They cannot follow with the same strength out here, where everything is slower and softer. Perhaps the current thickens into cloud. Underneath you, the support grows lighter, fluffier, as if you are resting on a broad, quiet cloud that moves through a deep, gentle sky. You are cradled, floating without direction. No map, no route, only space and rest. Around you, the space is hushed. If there is any sound at all, it is like the softest wind, flowing past without touching you. A quiet shh that asks nothing, expects nothing. You are free to drift, free to forget for a while what needed doing, what might still be undone. All of that lives back on the shore, small now, distant, almost invisible. Here, in this borderland, you hover between waking and sleep, not forced to choose, not forced to move, just floating in the in-between. Eyes, whether open or closed, grow heavy. Muscles soften into the surface beneath you, jaw loose, tongue resting, forehead smooth. Inside the mind, images begin to melt and merge. Tomorrow might appear for a moment, then slide away. Yesterday might flicker, then dissolve. Scenes overlap in hazy ways that do not need to make sense. You are allowed to lose the thread. You are allowed to forget what you were thinking a moment ago. The mind can wander and wobble and blur, like watercolor spreading slowly across paper. Each breath out is a small release from the day, a little more distance, a little more space, a little more quiet. If a memory returns, see it as a tiny light back on the shore behind you. You notice it, just long enough to recognize its color, and then your attention drifts back to the softness carrying you now. Those small lights do not need tending. They do not need to be sorted, explained, or fixed. They can flicker on the shoreline by themselves, while you float farther out, where the water is still and calm. The cloud beneath you deepens into a kind of weightless bed. It has no edges you can find. It simply goes on in every direction, endless support, endless softness. You may feel as though you are sinking very slowly into this cloud, but without falling. More like being absorbed, welcomed, drawn into a quiet center that holds you without words. Breath is so easy now it almost feels like the cloud is breathing for you, lifting you slightly with each in-breath, lowering you gently with each out-breath, rocking you in a slow, timeless rhythm. Thoughts become fewer, then thinner, then almost transparent, like mist that you can see through, that you could walk through without even feeling. If any last pieces of the day try to replay, they arrive as distant muffled sounds like a radio in another room, 3 doors away. You may hear a phrase, a fragment. Then it is gone. The cloud carries you farther from that room, farther from that house, farther from any place where the day lives. You do not even turn back. There is no need. Here, in this soft, hazy space, words matter less, ideas matter less. Even time begins to loosen its hold, stretching out into a gentle, endless night. You are doing nothing wrong. You are not late for anything. You are exactly where you need to be, drifting, hovering at the edge of sleep. The mind no longer has to stand guard. It can set down its clipboard, its lists, its questions. It can curl up beside you on the cloud, yawning, eyes closing, finally ready to rest. If any part of you is still listening closely, still trying to follow every word, it can relax too. You do not need to catch everything. You do not need to remember. These words can wash past like a quiet tide. They are here only to soften the path, to whisper that it is safe to loosen, safe to float, safe to fade. Soon they will grow fewer, longer spaces between them, more silence than sound. So your own drifting thoughts can weave in and out, gently, aimlessly. For now, feel how far you are from the shore of today, how still the water is around you, how wide the sky is above you, deep and dark and kind. You are carried, you are held, nothing to replay, nothing to redo, just this slow sliding into quiet, this easy tipping from wakefulness toward sleep, like a boat turning with the tide, so gradually you hardly notice the moment it begins to glide in a new direction. Words soften now, stretching out, leaving space between them. Breath, cloud, dark, gentle sky, floating, drifting, fading, the day far behind. You here, held, resting, slipping quietly over the border into deep, untroubled sleep. The lake is very quiet now, the breath even softer, almost gone. Nothing is asking for you, nothing is waiting, only this stillness. The night has you, completely, gently. You do not have to hold anything, not your thoughts, not your feelings, not even yourself. If something feels heavy, let the dark water carry it. Let the wide, quiet sky keep watch over it for a while. There is no need to finish the day. It can rest just as it is. You can rest just as you are, safe here, enough here, just as you are. If a thought appears, it can soften at the edges, dimming like a distant star, until it slips out of view. You do not need to follow it. You do not need to decide anything now. All of that can wait for the kindness of morning. Feel how the ground or the bed beneath you meets the weight of your body. So easily. You are fully supported. You are completely allowed to sink. The muscles that are still holding on can forget their work. They can grow heavy or light or simply quiet. The night can breathe for you a little. The darkness can think for you a little. You can loosen your grip on everything. In this soft, open quiet, there is nothing you have to be, no role, no story, just this gentle rhythm moving through you. If you wish, you can imagine the first hint of morning. Far, far away, not here yet, only a promise that when it comes you may begin again, for now you are between breaths, between thoughts, floating in a place where time does not press. You are safe enough to let go, safe enough to not know, safe enough to sleep. Let the night hold whatever you cannot. Let it cradle every question, every unfinished piece, and rock them slowly into silence. Nothing more is needed, not from your mind, not from your body, not from your heart. Only this quiet, this calm, and the soft, endless space where you can drift and drift and drift.